Hello everyone and welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings with Stelgim.
前回
So we just had this one.
おはようございます。
Early in the morning the doorbell chimed, so I went to open it and there I saw Agaha. What are you doing here?
本当に寮母さんやってるんだ。
Yes, I'm the mother, she remarked as she saw me wearing an apron. Wow.
ここってさ、魔女の館だよね。
Yeah, I think so.
うちの学生寮だったんだ。
Agaha focused on the word student dormitory as if questioning their suitability as she gazed at the magnificent entrance. I was surprised too, to think that I would become the caretaker of the place that we used to sneak into when we were kids.
いいなぁ。私も住みたいかも。
え？
だってさ、葵と一緒だったら絶対楽しいもんね。
Why did you come here? I asked while guessing that perhaps she had come to invite me to walk to school with her. She is, after all, my number one best friend.
おっと、そうだった。ハバネさんを誘いに来たの。
Hanabe? Must be their last name. I was wrong. Miss Alul?
ビューチーさん？
No, it's nothing. While blushing due to the misunderstanding, I looked back towards Katari's room. Looks like she still hasn't woken up. Even if she gets up now and takes her time eating breakfast, she can still make it with time to spare.
そっか。じゃあ待たせてもらおっかな。
Yeah, you can wait. Just stay on the coach, I guess. It's a nice looking coach.
ごちそうさま。
What's with... what? There's still some left.
悪いけど、朝からこんないっぱい食べれないって。
You're joking, right? I only gave you a little bit.
運動部の子でも朝からこんな山盛りのナポリタン食べないよ。
Yeah, you're true. Bread should be everything in the morning. Oh yeah, I guess. Kanako ate the whole thing again this morning though. How was Tate?
美味しかったよ。
Really?
うん、ほんと。量が多いから途中で飽きてきたけど。
With good food, it tasted good no matter how much you ate.
あんたの味覚って昔っから大雑把よね。
Ta-da! An unrefined palate. I have no idea what that words mean. The shock hit me like a bolt of lightning. I hung my head in dismay.
なんでそんなショック受けてんの？
The truth is, Aga had revealed the reason why. Since yesterday, the boarders hadn't been eating my cookery properly. I thought I'd ask her opinion, which is why I made Aga some food and got her to eat it. It was made from leftover ingredients anyway.
朝から生姜焼きとかナポリタンとか果てしなく女子受けしなさそうなメニューね。
I don't think that's just girls who would accept that, but pork fried with ginger in the morning?
もっとこう爽やかなのはないの？パスタにしてもトマトソース系とか和風にするとかさ。
Cooking for girls is so difficult. Boy or girl, we're all human. Tasty is tasty. That's what I believed. Oh no. Just as I was seriously troubled by this, I heard the squeaking of turning wheels coming from down the hallway. Duck! First Hat the Duck came into the dining hall, then Kotori came in after him. It's the opposite to usual.
なんで私が。
Kotori rubbed her sleepy eyes and started preparing Hat's food. It somehow looked as if the hungry Hat had woken her up.
さあ、たらふく食って太りなさい。そのうち私があんたを食べてやるんだから。
No!
カカー。
Not understanding her words, Hat quacks happily as Kotori speaks to him and eats his food.
アヒルだ。かわいい。
Kotori notices that Agaha is here and instantly opens up her eyes.
これコールダックだよね。テレビの CM で見たことある。ハバネさんが飼ってるの？私の部屋に勝手に住み着いてるだけよ。あなた、ここで何してるの？
Good question.
ハバネさん、
yeah.
最近ずっと休んでるから、様子を見に来たんだ。体調はもういいの？先生にでも頼まれたのかしら？そういうんじゃないけど、ねえ、一緒に学校行かない？誰があんたなんかと。
Kotori gave a I mean, I don't know how to say that. I made another one of those straight faces she's so good at.
でも、あんまり休むと、授業とか遅れちゃうし。
Yeah.
あなたには関係ないでしょ？
I have a feeling they're forgetting about me.
そうなんだけどね。そうだよね。ごめん。誰も、今日休むなんて言ってないじゃない。勘違いしないでね。あなたに言われたから行くわけじゃないのよ。じゃあ待ってるね。誰があなたと一緒に行くって言ったのよ。私は一人で登校します。
Kotori said with a straight face, then turned her wheelchair around. Just as she was about to leave, she stopped the wheelchair and turned around again.
あなたたち、知り合いなの？
Huh? Yeah, we're childhood friends.
バカみたい。
It looks like she has even more of a bad attitude this morning. However, she did say she was going to go to school. We'll see about that. After tidying up the breakfast things, I left the dormitory with Agaha. On our way to school, somehow our conversation turned to Kotori. Is there a reason why Kotori stopped coming to school?
まあね。ハバネさんって足が不自由でしょ？ 2年で一緒のクラスになった時、そのせいで浮いてるような感じしたから、時々話しかけるようにしてたんだ。
That's so like Agaha to worry about that sort of thing. If there are any people who don't really fit into the group or are left out, she just won't ignore them. In the past, that's why I started to play with Mabo, so it could have been for the same reason.
けど、ハバネさんはあの調子で、つっけんどんっていうか、馴染む気がないみたいなんだよね。
Yeah, I can imagine that somehow.
そんな私とハバネさんのこと見てたクラスの子らが、ついに怒っちゃって、ハバネさんに物申したのが始まり。クラスの女子 vs ハバネさんの大喧嘩になっちゃって。
Whoa, that's a bit unfair. When Agaha reminded herself of what happened back then, she barely slouched forward. Agaha is cheerful and has many friends. Kotori, who didn't respond to Agaha's concerns about her, might have been seen as the one in the wrong by those around them. Since then, she stopped coming to school?
そういうこと。いやー、あの時のハバネさんすごかったよ。クラスの女子全員を向こうに回して、全然負けてなかったね。
Agaha is waving her arms around like someone from a kung fu movie and passionately tells the story. I decide not to ask her what kind of heroic deeds took places, or for any specific details. Well, I didn't expect that. Even just by saying something in a slightly harsher way, she gets all tearful.
なんでハバネさん、うちの学校に来たんだろう。
Huh?
だって、 授業も全然楽しそうじゃないし、友達も作ろうとしないし。
The only reason I could think of is that it might be because it has full disabled access. In fact, that could be the main reason.
ああ、なんかしてあげられることないかな。
Looking at Agha from the side as she puts her hands behind her head and starts thinking things over, I remember the withdrawal notice that I picked up that last night. On the spur of the moment, I decided not to give it back and acted like I knew nothing about it. Is she really planning to drop out? It almost felt like I had picked up some heavy piece of lost property. The two of us both made troubled faces as we walked. Murmur, chatting around us. A quite strange commotion surrounded us. Huh? Oh no. I know what's going on. Most of the other students around us on their way to school were looking in the same direction. Over there was... Oh, a tall, slender, beautiful girl walking alone? Oh, it's her! It was the girl I met in the garage. Everyone was looking at her with curiosity, but it seemed that she hadn't noticed that other people were looking at her. What, did she forget her clothes? I was looking at her in the same way as everyone else, but Aga took the way I was looking in the wrong way. Whoa.
ほほう、さすがお目が高い。あの人はうちの学校の超有名人にして超留年生望月天音先輩よ。
Isn't that kind of bad? Super repeat student? Super repeat student?
そう、もう何年も留年してるんだって。
Ooh. Older lady. Is she that stupid? She doesn't look it though.
どっちかっていうと天才？
Huh?
成績トップとかそういう次元じゃなくて、先生ももう教えることは何もないっていうか、たまに教えてもらいに行ってるとかなんとか。
Oh, I see. It's split in parts. Cleverer than the teachers? Does our school really deal in such specialized fields?
それなのになぜか卒業せず学校に居座ってるの。計画的に単位を落としてわざと留年してるんだって。
Well, then she's a really she's genius in a way.
本来規則で認められているよりも余分に留年してるから超留年生。けど珍しいな。朝の通学路で見かけるなんて。
I don't know if she's a genius or not, but she definitely seemed like a pretty weird person. Did she notice us? Then abruptly, super repeat student senior Amane Mochizuki stopped walking and looked at the sky. Everyone else mimicked her and looked up too. A jet plane, flying through the blue sky, pulling its vapor trail along behind it. Everyone soon realized it was a plane and quickly lost interest and started walking again. However, Amane Mochizuki kept on standing there, looking up at the plane flying high in the sky. When the people came from behind and avoided her like she was in their way, she didn't pay any attention to them either.
行こう。
Sure. Kotori arrived just as our morning homeroom class finished.
遅くなりました。
幅ね、もう体調の方はいいのか？
はい、おかげさまで。
そうか、心配してたんだぞ。
Really? Kotori went past the homeroom teacher, who seemed bewildered that she had came back to school all of a sudden. Then, still in her wheelchair, arrived at her desk. The desk right at her front was the only one that didn't have a chair. Everyone looked on, puzzled.
私は動物園の動物じゃないわ。
Now that Kotori was in school, she started her cool allure routine again. She concentrated during the lesson and answered the teacher's questions easily when asked. It seems like her grades in regular subjects are top class. During recess, she sat at her desk reading a book or going off somewhere. She didn't try to talk to anyone, and even if Aga tried to speak to her, she acted like she hadn't noticed. The other girls in the class looked like they were worried about how they should treat her and watched her from a distance. During gym class, the way she looked on, bored, left an impression on me. She always looked like she was all alone, and didn't seem to be enjoying herself very much. Hey, Kateri! Geek! At lunchtime, I found Kateri carrying her bag, about to leave the classroom, and I chased her down the hallway. Quite easy, though. It's lunchtime, you know? What you doing? Suddenly, Kateri dashed away at unbelievable speed. What? Hey! In the heat of the moment, I tried to chase her, but I thought I would bump into passing students, and I was too slow to start moving. So... In the meantime, Kateri had already gotten inside the elevator. According to the school rules, most students are not allowed to use the elevator. It's only supposed to be used by workers or teachers carrying big loads, or disabled students like Kateri. Even so, I chased after her, only for the door to close mercilessly in front of me. Through the glass, the one with the self-proclaimed cool allure stuck her tongue out and headed to the floor below, as I stood and watched. You're not getting away. I ran and made it to the school gates. She was holding her bag. It seems like she was trying to leave early, so I went to cut her off. However, I can't deny the possibility that her lunch is in the bag. Maybe I got the wrong idea. If that's not it, then what could be the problem? I watched over the school gates like some guardian statue. BAM! I was crashed into by something in the back. In other words, from outside the school gates. Garg! Who is this? Ouch! What was that? I got up and felt like I was crawling out from under an avalanche. Then I saw a big cardboard box and a girl that had fallen over. Are you okay?
大丈夫。すまない。荷物で前が見えなくて。
Ah, this girl. Oh. I looked at her as I got up, and without thinking, I thought I was going to say, the super repeat student, but I held my tongue.
君こそどこも怪我はないか?
I'm alright.
そうか、よかった。
As she says that, the super repeating super senior holds onto a big cardboard box.
よっと。ああ、お腹が。
Oh no, my food again. She was to lift it up, but then senior Emma and Mochizuki slumped down, exhausted.
空腹による一時的なパフォーマンスの低下が著しい。
Oh. I'll help you carry it. It's so heavy! The big cardboard box is incredibly heavy.
いいんだ。自分で運べるから。
Come on, it's not a big deal. I said as I went to pick it up anyway.
ありがとう。
Is this okay here? I don't know what's in it, but we put the heavy cardboard box on the floor.
悪いな。手伝ってもらって。
It's alright. Anyway, senior, if you're hungry... She was staring towards the inside of the garage. Senior? I found myself copying her and looking in the same direction. Inside. Eh? What's Kateri? What's she doing here? She just by the big thing placed in the center of the garage and is trying to lift it up the sheet to see what's underneath.
それに興味があるのかい?
Kateri is surprised when Amanda speaks to her. Kateri seems intimidated and nods. Amanda vigorously pulls back the sheet. Inside is a white streamlined aircraft with a duck-faced front. Cutter looked at it, dazed. I say, wow, as I let a small surprise sound slip out.
これ、もしかしてグライダー？ああ、そうだ。
She is the one I saw on the strand near the sea. Amanda nodded and Cutter cautiously moved her head closer to the aircraft. Even in a dimly lit garage, the glider's white body had a glossy shine to it and faintly reflected Cutter's face. I moved towards it to take a closer look. Is this the one that we saw from Windmill Hill?
多分そう。
The smooth surface looked like it was made from plastic, however it is hard to touch. The wings had been removed and for now it was just a body.
コックピットはこんな風になってるんだ。
This is amazing.
うん。
Oh no. We started talking to each other at some point, but then finally realized who it was we were talking to. Hey you, why were you running away just now? She calmly ignores my question, but then hurriedly tries to escape, so I go ahead to block her. I won't let you get away. What did you come here for? You're not here to eat lunch, are you?
意地悪なやつが校門で見張ってたからここに隠れてたのよ。
So she really was trying to leave early.
知り合いかい？
Amanda was listening carefully to our conversation. Wow. Amanda was wolfing down a Neapolitan pasta lunchbox, and Cutter and I both had a face that seemed like to say, wow, this is erotic, and looked on in amazement. Why would you say, wow, this is erotic?
なんでかな。美人にこういうことされるとすごいがっかりする。
Oh. She didn't know that when she was eating ice cream like a crazy idiot. I had the same reaction when I was watching her. By the way, the thing that Amanda was eating was the lunchbox that I had brought. Yeah, thank you for telling me that twice. As usual, the boarders hadn't eaten the breakfast I had made for them, so I packed it as my lunch. I figured it out, since it was the same food as the dorm. I had made 2 lunchboxes. Why? One was for me. As for the other one, I thought that if Cutter was going to go to school, she might have found it difficult at lunchtime, so I was worried about her and brought her another lunchbox. That's why I was chasing her. If she didn't need it, I thought that I might eat them both myself, but she ran away before I could ask her.
でも、いいのか？君のお弁当全部食べてしまって。
Well, you just ate it. Asked Amanda, although she had already eaten most of it before asking. I already eaten my one. I was hungry during morning recess, so I had lunch early. Relieved to hear my answer, Amanda continues to enjoy the cold Neapolitan pasta.
おいしいな。ちゃんとしたご飯を食べるのは久しぶりだ。
I can't believe that you would eat cold food. Well, anyway. Didn't you have anything to eat after I saw you yesterday? I only gave her one piece of bread. Amanda stopped moving her chopsticks and took a good look at my face.
もしかして君は昨日パンをくれた人か？
Wow, she doesn't remember. You only just realized?
いや、昨日は集中していたからな。
She really is weird.
そうか、君は2度も私を救ってくれたのか。
She looked at me with eyes that sparkled like a little kid's. How did she survive until now? Super repeating senior student. If she were a dog, her tail would definitely be wagging like crazy.
君からパンをもらったのが約20時間前で、それ以前に遡るなら、最後に食事をとったのはおよそ70時間前になる。
Wow. Well, I don't know why she's calculating the time. I counted on my fingers. If there are 24 hours in a day, that's 3 days ago?
太陽圏の豚骨ラーメン全部のせを食べた。スープが濃厚で美味しかった。
Well, you'd save a lot of money by eating just once every 4 days or so, because you can survive without food for a long time. She recalls this and her face looks like she's about to start drooling. Why don't you eat? Are you on a diet?
忘れていた。
To eat? Huh?
考え事をしていると他のことをよく忘れるんだ。私はバカだからな。
She's a bit special. Amanda replied with pride. I'd prefer it if she didn't compare to when people forget things because they're hungry. Yeah, you're right.
ここでグライダーを作っているんですか？ああ。
Are you doing that here?
ソアリング部の部室兼ガレージだが。
Soaring Club? I wasn't familiar with that name. What's soaring? Well, I know what the soaring means, but yeah.
上昇気流に乗ってグライダーで飛ぶことをソアリングと言うんだ。
Yeah. Flying a glider by riding the rising air currents. I kind of get it, but on the other hand, I don't get it. So the aim of the club is to make and fly a glider?
そういうことになるな。
So this garage is used for club activities after all. Even so, it's pretty spacious.
グライダーって飛行機みたいなものなんでしょ？自分で作れるものなの？ああ、作れるさ。それが人工物である以上、人に作れないものはないはずだが。
I have a feeling that's not what she's asking. However, Amanda answered the question in all seriousness.
どうやって作るの？そうだな。それを説明するなら、実際に作ってみた方が早い。
Hold on a moment, I said as Amanda slurped up the last of the Neapolitan with extremely bad manners. Wiping around her mouth with a tissue, she started rummaging through a desk drawer.
あれはどこに行ったかな。
Peeking inside the drawer, somehow I get the impression that Amanda is a typical disorganized person. Rather than things being put away, it was more like they were stuffed in.
あったあった。これだ。
The thing that Amanda had taken out was a paper airplane construction kit made using cardboard.
さあ、作ってみてくれ。
Are you serious? Without thinking, Cotter and I looked at each other. Yeah, I would do that too. I feel that manufacturing a glider and making a paper airplane are completely different things. But for now, I'll try doing as he says. Using glue and a craft knife, and about 10 minutes, we had finished the paper plane. All done. Wanda takes the plane and the Cotter had made and takes a good look. Then she threw it. The paper airplane floated gently as it flew and landed near the wall on the other side of the garage.
綺麗にまっすぐ飛んだ。いい機体だ。
Oh, I have a feeling my plane is not good. Cotter seems embarrassed at being complimented.
飛行機にはいろんな種類がある。ジャンボジェットや小型セスナ、戦闘機。
Oh wait, maybe me and Cotter made one together?
そして今投げた紙飛行機。それらはみんな同じ原理で飛ぶんだ。
Paper airplanes and jumbo jets are the same?
ああ、原理は同じ。翼を使って空気に浮かび飛行する。
Cotter and I both tilted our heads in puzzlement. We both had a skeptical look on our faces. I can understand that a light paper airplane can fly by riding the wind, but it's hard to imagine that a giant hunk of metal can float in the sky on the same principle. There must be some other method that allows it to fly. Amanda goes to pick up the paper airplane that she had just thrown.
これをよく見てほしい。君たちが知っている飛行機とこの紙飛行機、違いはどこにある？
It's flat. The size and the material?
人が乗るかどうかも違うわ。そうだな。あとはエンジンがあるかないかくらいか。逆に言えばその他は同じだ。一般的な飛行機はだいたいこれと同じパーツからできている。まずは胴体、次に主翼、水平尾翼、垂直尾翼。多少突飛な形状をした飛行機でもだいたい同じパーツか、あるいは同じ役割をする別のパーツによって構成されている。
When she puts it like that, I guess she's right. I've never paid that much attention to it though.
ところで、飛行機がなぜ空気に浮くのか知っているかい？
Not really.
揚力があるからよ。
Oh.
そうだ。揚力とは、流体の中にある翼に働く力のうち、流れの方向に対して垂直な成分のことを言う。
I look baffled again and Amanda smiles a little and rephrases it.
つまり、空気が翼を浮き上がらせようとする力のことだ。揚力はここ、主翼によって生み出される。翼に前から風が当たると、空気は翼の上と下に分かれて流れていくことになる。
I can just imagine the wings cutting in the air. Cutting the air like a blade.
この時、翼の上側と下側で気流の速度に差が生じると、流れの速い側の圧力が下がるんだ。
I feel like my head is going to explode.
ベルヌイの定理ね。
Standing beside her, I am a little freaked out as she easily comes out with the word like Bernoulli. What the hell is that?
授業で習ったでしょ？
Eh? We didn't learn that at my school. Maybe.
だから飛行機の翼は上面の空気が速く流れるよう設計されている。上面側の圧力を下げるためだ。そうすることで相対的に下面の圧力が高まり、空気が翼を持ち上げようとするんだ。
Pressure, higher air lift. The air lifts the wings up. It's a phenomenon that's hard to suddenly imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine that myself. So that's Bernoulli's theorem. As long as he can fly, it doesn't matter to me. Amanda nodded as if to say yes.
それともう一つ、翼の上面を流れた空気は翼面によって下へ曲げられ、後方に吹き下ろしを生じさせる。
As she explains, Amanda is drawing a cross-section of a wing. According to that, an airplane's wings are flat at the bottom and the top is shaped like a mountain, so it seems like it's semicircular. Apparently, the air on the upper side flows along the raised curved surface and then bends to flow downwards. As for the question of why the air flows along the raised surface, it can only be said that this is because of the nature of the air. Or so it would seem.
この吹き下ろしはニュートンの第三法則によって同じだけの反作用を翼に与え、上方に持ち上げようとする。
The reaction lifts up the wing.
重たいバスケットボールを地面に叩きつけようとしたら、体がふわーっと浮く感じがするでしょ？それと同じことよ。
Does that mean that when the wing drops in the air, the reaction causes it to float?
それら揚力が機体の重量を上回ったとき、飛行機は空を飛ぶことができる。たとえそれが総重量数百トンに及ぶジャンボ旅客機でもね。
Theoretically, that might be so, but I still couldn't imagine how enough lift to cause a several hundred-ton airplane to take off could be created. However, airplanes do actually fly in the sky.
揚力を生み出してくれるこの主翼は 飛行機が空に浮かぶために必要なパーツというわけだ。
What's that? I don't know if you understand or not. I don't understand. However, I understood that the main wings are the most important parts. Yeah.
次に尾翼だが、垂直と水平と2つある。
Oh no. She's this kind of girl that gets very interested in this topic.
これらは空中で機体の姿勢を安定させるためについている。飛行機は空中に浮いているから、地面に立つ我々よりもいつだって不安定なんだ。まっすぐ上を向いてるのが垂直尾翼。横方向の動きを安定させる。主翼と同じ向きに横に伸びているのが水平尾翼。こっちは縦の動き。つまり頭の上げ下げを安定させてくれる。これがないと紙飛行機もまっすぐには飛んでくれない。
I see, so that's why they have small wings on the tail.
そしてボディ。ここは飛ぶこととは直接関係がないな。
But if you don't have this, there's nowhere to attach the wings.
以上が飛行機の基本形。これはずーっと昔、ライト兄弟の時代から変わらない。
Since that long ago? But the Wright brothers were the first people in the world to fly a plane, right? So nothing has changed since the very first one was made.
ライト兄弟は動力を積んだ飛行機で飛んだ最初の人たちだ。グライダーはそれ以前から飛んでいたぞ。
Yeah, I guess so. I always thought that the Wright brothers were the first to fly.
翼の役割を知りたければ、この紙飛行機で試してみるといい。例えば、そうだな。垂直尾翼を少し曲げて、それ。
The plane that Amina threw curved gently as it flew.
さらに主翼のここの部分を少し曲げれば。
She bent the left and right main wings so that they twisted at the back. This time the plane twisted as it flew. Hey, that's pretty interesting. Seeing this, Koturi started to adjust her tailplane on her own paper airplane.
見てて。
Full of confidence, Koturi threw her paper airplane. Whoa!
ほう。
It did a beautiful loop-to-loop before landing. That's cool! It did a loop-to-loop.
面白い！この紙飛行機！
Koturi and I both got really engrossed in adjusting the wings and playing around. Sometimes the paper airplanes displayed some mid-air aerobatics, and other times they didn't fly at all and crashed into the ground. However, by trying it for ourselves, we were able to get a real understanding of the role of the wings. By just changing the shape of the wings a little, you can make them fly in many different ways.
実際の飛行機には補助翼などの小さな翼がついている。それらを調節することで機体を操作するんだ。
As she explained, Amanda moved to the side of the garage. Then she lovingly laid her hand on the glider.
このグライダーにはエンジンはついていない。
So it doesn't weigh as much as a normal plane.
紙飛行機を大きく頑丈にしてコックピットを取り付けただけのものなんだ。
Koturi and I looked at the paper airplanes in our hands. I imagined riding it and flying to the sky. This is just like the fantasy I envisioned as a kid. The glider in front of me was the real thing.
どうだ？作れそうな気がしてきただろ？
But it doesn't have an engine. How does it fly? Paper airplanes gain thrust by being thrown by people.
風に乗って飛ぶんだ。
Windmill Hill. Both I and Koturi gazed at the white aircraft. That day, we saw this flying from Windmill Hill. Riding the wind, that expression expressed itself perfectly, the way it flew so smoothly and calmly.
風に乗って。
Amanda nods happily.
そして 上昇気流に乗ってどこまでも舞い上がる。どこまでも？ああ、雲の上にだって行けるんだぞ。雲の上
Kotori looked at the aircraft with an expression of disbelief. I also couldn't imagine this thing flying above the clouds. Have you been there, above the clouds?
うん。それがな。
Suddenly her mood drops.
組み上がったのがついこの間で、ようやくテストフライトにこぎつけたんだが。あの時だ！
Ah! Kotori and I react by exchanging glances.
強度が足りなかったみたいで、途中で主翼が折れてしまった。
Whoa! So you mean?
危ないところだった。もし完全に折れていたら、湖に落ちて死んでいたかもな。
That's not funny. She laughed as she spoke.
また作り直さないといけない。私は手先があまり器用じゃないからな。それと、一部のケーキが故障してるのも分かったんだが、代わりの部品が手に入らなくて困っている。自分で作っちゃえばいいんじゃないの？
Kotori said that so easily. At a school where things like this are taught, they all have all the equipment you need to make anything, from a screw to an aircraft.
そうもいかなくてな。
Mana, with a troubled look on her face, took some broken parts from a drawer.
ダイヤフラムといって、待機速度計に組み込まれている部品なんだが、特注品で、これを作った工場がとっくの昔に潰れてしまっているんだ。
Kotori and I gazed at the parts in the palm of Amanda's hand. It certainly looked like it wouldn't be easy to make. If it's the kind of thing that can be made in the town factory, there might be something that can be done about it. Amanda's eyes light up as I quietly mumble.
本当か？
Well, I don't know until I ask, but I know someone like that.
頼む。それがないと本当に困るんだ。
Okay, I'll try asking next time I see him. Can I borrow this?
ありがとう。君に救われるのはこれで3度目だ。
Whoa! Suddenly she gives me a full-on hug and we're even cheek to cheek.
ありがとう。ありがとう。
You can thank me once I'm actually got it.
そういえばそうだったな。でも、ご飯のお礼も兼ねているんだ。だからもう一回、感謝の気持ちを表させてくれ。
No, that's enough. Seriously.
そうか？
Uh-oh. Kotori was suddenly glaring at me. I wonder if this will really fly. Kotori and I both gazed at the glider with the same look on our faces.
ところで君たち、もしグライダーに興味があるのなら、
Join the club? Because you're alone, probably? The bell rings, interrupting Amanda. Amanda flashes in surprise and quickly turns her back to us. If you're interested, what is it?
いや、いいんだ。忘れてくれ。
Oh. Somehow it seems she's avoiding something. Amanda?
なんだ？
Can I come and see you again?
ああ、もちろんだ。興味があるならいつでも来てくれ。
Had to bring her those parts as well.
君もまた見に来てくれ。
As Kotori nods, Amanda grins as she nods back. She's really beautiful, but her smile somehow makes her look like a little kid. Alright, shall we go back to the classroom? You're not getting away. I started pushing Kotori's wheelchair and decided to start walking.
どこ連れて行く気？
The classroom, of course.
やだ、やめて！私お腹空いてるの。お昼食べてないから。
You reap what you sow.
やだってもう！押さないで！
I brought Kotori with me against her wishes and we returned to the classroom.
Aoi!